Yo. Okay, good. Had to do a mic check because it wasn't working there for a second. Anyway, what's up, Hugo? Congrats on first. Yeah, me too. I got off work at a little after 6:30. I got home at like 5 till... No, I think it was after 7. And then I took a shower. How's the PS3 gaming going? On some freezes, lockups, here and there. The joys of retro. I love it. I remember Princess and I, we were playing Champions of Norath, and the game froze up on us, and we lost like an hour of gameplay. It's like, man. But it was fun. I really enjoy gaming with her. Like, the best gaming with her is when I can actually, like, talk to her and not just, like, playing together. It's really fun when we joke back and forth. Because she's funny. Duke Nukem 3D. Megaton is a pretty unsafe... Oh, no, okay. Correct me. Isn't that the one that was developed, like, over 10 years or something like that, and it went through a few different changes? And so you can tell which era of the game was made based off how the graphics are? Is that one? Crazy part is I don't like it that much. You're thinking of Forever, record of 13 to 15-year development cycle. Oh, okay. I wasn't sure which one it was, because I remember one of the games was developed over such a long period of time that the graphics engine had updated, and so you can tell at the beginning versus the end how much the graphics change. Which to me, that's hilarious. Rudy was the main one that popularized the frame. Oh, okay. Okay. And where all the okay. So 3D is where all the quotes and where the okay. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to wolf down my dinner. It just got here. 3D has 3 release versions. You mean like initial launch, Game of the Year edition, and remaster? Is that what you mean? Yeah, I think I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna launch Doom. Just have the music play in the background. Because the music in that is so good. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit though. Let me know if it's too loud. Like if it's louder than I am. Okay, there's Atomic, which is the original. There's Megatron, which includes DLC campaigns. They'd recently released 3D World Tour that doesn't have the DLC but added a new campaign that was newly made. Huh. Okay. All right. On PC, there's also stuff like eDuke 32 or something that's like GZ Doom. The music for this game is so good. I like the build up and the fallout. I like that. Unfortunately, older versions of Duke are delisted because of the World Tour game. I feel it's a lot smoother of a game, but it's still missing the DLC. But missing the DLC is and the new campaign is The major issue is that Duke is now owned by Gearbox and Randy Pritchford. Why does that name sound familiar? That's right. Okay. It's like, I remember someone said that the dude is a complete and total jerk, but he makes great games. That's what somebody said, but like I said, I don't know for myself. But it's what I heard. He used to be a big game designer, programmer dude for some A-list games. He helped fund the Video Game Museum in Waco, Texas. Nice. French dick. Yeah, I've heard Borderlands 4 is doing very well. He has a reputation for being sleazy, a liar, for, well, hold on. Overselling games when it was fundamentally broken, and then his most recent stuff revolves around an ex-lawyer accusing him of leaving a USB in a medieval times cafe that contained some adult content involving non-adult. Oh no. No, no, no. None of that. Absolutely not. No. No. No official evidence towards the claim as far as no, but he's already a bad reputation. Yeah. You know, I want to be careful, though, of not believing everything that's accused, but also not. Like, let's put it this way. Be smart and careful. Then he's a boisterous, smart aleck on social media, which makes a lot of... Yeah. That's been one of the worst things about social media. Is it's given literally every single person the ability to just throw whatever they think out there. Borderlands 3 was not... No. The Borderlands movie was something. Let's put it this way. I'm glad I watched it on a plane. Yeah. Apparently 4 is getting better. I've got friends who play it and say it's super fun. Okay. Um... I understand 4 is actually better than 3, just not optimized. I like most everything up until 3, and I think the gameplay is actually fun in 3. They just trash the story. Yeah, because the character, like, the class concepts look really cool. Yeah, agreed with you on Origins. Yeah. Or pre-sequel, sorry. Pre-sequel was interesting, but yeah. Hey, where's the difficulty slider? I want to make it more difficult to parry. No. Yeah, we'll leave it as it is. Man. I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna take my plate downstairs. Oh, whoops. There we go. Oh, dang it.
The ships are refueling, sire. We should be ready to leave as soon as the cruisers are done loading.
Very good. Get to your ship. I thought you left for the command station. Everyone is evacuating.
So you are holding on to it?
Until we get to the location. A new vault is being built.
Then let the Slayer guard it.
If what they say is true, then this is a part of our heritage, not the Makers. Valen, are you seeing anything?
Is that better?
No sign of activity, sir. Maybe he didn't survive.
Demonic threat level increasing.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. It was the mic picking it up.
Should we launch the Slayer now? The Sentinels will be overrun.
Then what about us?
Yeah.
Turn him off before he kills us all.
Oh.
It would appear that the Slayer no longer wishes to be detained here. Shield power down to 35%. Should we terminate his life functions?
And destroy the Conmaker's prized possession.
34.
So long as he has that tether on him,
33.
we can still have a hand in his fate.
Oh, snap. Look at the ships. Okay, so that's how you do a face on a ship.
Sound the alarm. Prepare for battle.
King Novik, there is an urgent call from the Creedmaker.
Lord Novik, a large horde is headed toward your position. We are launching the Slayer now. Please send forces immediately to ensure our safety.
Thank you, Bishop Creed.
I kind of wish they'd slowed down the cinematics so it would come through clearly.
By the gods.
Reflector shield.
Novik, it's a massive
Force, 3 legions work.
We have a Slayer.
The hangar is blockaded, sire. No one
Tell me he speaks.
or out.
Something feels off. Feels a little grainy to me. Here we go. We're gonna put this down to the smallest window because I want to try it for a little while. Oh. Oh, you can speed up the game? Oh, that's crazy. Okay, I think we're gonna start with that. I don't know if this is a 144. I think it would be. Yeah, put it at 60, just make it easy. No. I hate motion blur. Work. All right. Oh, dang, that's quick. Look how short that is. Dang. Is it just me, or does it seem like... Does this video seem weird? Like, it's not smooth. Hey, Tingry. I don't know. For some reason, the visuals look off to me tonight. Trying to give everything just a chance to catch up, because I don't know what the heck just happened. It worked fine yesterday. Or Monday. Hmm. Okay, it seems like everything has calmed down a good bit now. That was pretty crazy, I'm not gonna lie. Let's see what happens here in a sec. Try it again. Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna try and see what happens now. I'm watching my GPU and stuff right now. Right now, I'm only at 15% GPU use or CPU usage, and my GPU is at 19%. Yeah, see, there it is. It's crazy again. What the heck? Now we're back up to crazy. Okay, that helped a bunch right there. Yeah, that was crazy, man. I don't know why it was going so nuts. My curiosity, I found this is out the hard way a few times before. Cinnamon told me, but if your internet window doesn't get closed, it can really bottleneck things, even if it's fine without running games. This computer has its own things are hardwired, and you have to be connected. Like I can see everything that's on our network. Gotcha. I think ours is moderate. Huh. I should not have laughed at that. You've got your quality. Let's try that. Okay, that already looks better to me. Excuse me. Nope. It's still choppy. The heck? Ta-da! We're good. Now that's smooth.
All Atlas to defensive positions.
Marking the Hellgates now.
Sorry, it took way too long to get that going. How's it look on stream? Looks fine to me. That's a wall. I guess all I need to do is fluctuate my my resolution. Like, yeah, first boss is... Well, here's the thing. I had this on higher settings yesterday, and it worked just fine. Oh.
The Creed ship hasn't moved outside the combat zone.
Energy production is down because of the war. This is his district. Khan would have him executed if he left.
Get inside. Yeah, I don't know, man. That was frustrating. Sorry, guys. I apologize for all the stutters. You see it?
Weaponry deployed.
Oh boy. Oh. Man. I tried to run back. Hi, Ceridan's almost home. Oh, I pressed the wrong button there. Okay. Hey, don't stand on the poison because you'll die. All right, let's try this again. Yes, hold the line. I'm stuck. Wait, can I, what? I was like, can I not walk out here? Okay, I gotta get back to the rhythm of this game. It's like, I am not in it. Oh. Ah. Alright, there's a bunch of health. We're good. Oh, please, 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 please. Dang it. I'm surprised it's taking me this much to get back into the game. Like, to get the controls back down. See, if I was a developer, we got that statue right there, I would put a secret right there. Just saying. Couple easy ones, couple difficult ones. Okay. Pink. I feel like the... Yeah, wait. Come on. That's a little bit better. Buddy. Present! Super Shoddy is so good. Just saying. I don't know what you are, but I'm glad I don't have to find out.
Defensive turrets took some damage. Slayer, we need time to repair them before we can clear a path for the lifeboat.
There are 4 more Hellgates.
Okay, that was much cleaner. What's that? Is that a shrine? Oh, wait, these respawn? Oh, it is a shrine. Okay, I was right. Let's look at the melee upgrade. So we've got reduced by 5 seconds. Demons hit by a flail of scorched and dropped armor. Interesting. Oh, that's cool. I like that. Flail puts everything on fire. Let's go. Do me again. I dare you. Oh. Bye-bye. And over there. Stop it. Shells, where'd my shield go? That was close. Being shot by meatballs. Ow. You. The heck? Oh, that was perfect. Ooh, the timing on that. Oh, nice. Super Shoddy might be too good. Might be too good. But we're not going to complain. You know why? Because we're not the complaining side. We don't do that. We don't complain, we get better. Bong! Hello, Life Sigil. I just had a feeling, you know. Like, there's got to be some secret stuff over here somewhere. Oh, what is that? Yeah, I'm using that life sigil. Come here. Oh, no, you don't. Get back here. Butthead. We're gonna shoot more stuff. Bonk! Oh. Yeah, buddy.
3 artillery cannons remaining.
Oh, that's what I'm out here doing. Oh, okay, my bad. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just killing stuff. Run around the map, kill stuff. Doomslayer. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Okay, I can tell with the parry window stuff now, it is actually harder, and it's a difficulty that I like. Bye! Headshot! Oh. Owie. Headshot. Headshot. Let's go. That is fine. No, you don't. Hey. Perfect. Bong. Oh. That was accidentally cool. What I meant to do was throw the shield, hit one of them. I wasn't trying to, like, stun and do all that stuff that... Thank you, thank you. That was too early. Bye. Say goodbye to the horse and rider. Right. 2 down. Well, then give me some gold. For that. Oh, hold up. Aw, what can I get over there? Oh, because I go this way. Hi. Hello, amigo. Okay. Trade that bad boy. No. Oh. Bong, 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 bong. Oh, he did! Yeah! Sweet! I don't know if I want to go through that yet. But I'm gonna do it. Okay, so I open that through, get these things, break that door down, go through the thing, fight the dude. Just kidding. Bye-bye. Did the thing, he's dead. That's pretty cool. Thanks for the ammunition. Thank you. Oh. Hello. Ain't nobody got time for that. Got some more monies. That was a nice little secret. Alright, morale encounters. Morale encounters feature a leader demon that is shielded until the morale meter is empty. Morale is depleted by killing demons. The more powerful the demon, the more the morale meter will deplete. Okay. Oh, you're the leader. Okay. Whoa! Yeah, boy, let's go. Oh, snap. Hello. I feel like we're getting a proper challenge now. Oh, right here. Ah, man. Even with a fire armor. I'm coming back for more. boy, it's time. Not yet. Just kidding. Okay. That is cinematic beauty right there. Bye. Oh, I missed it. It's like time we heal up, get some armor, and... Alright. Oh, the stupid gunners. Those gunners are annoying. Oh, one shot for those if you get... Oh, okay. No, hit the thing. Thank you. Ew. I'll take your arm, please. I'll take your life. Thank you very much. Sir, no, just stop. That's such a sweet execution there. Yeah, that gunner hurts. The gunner's what's messing me up. Oh. Okay. Come on, leader boy. Come on. I love the sound effect. Ha! Bye. I got right eyeballs. Alright. Let's go. I'm down for that. Thank you for your donation of gold. 2 of 11 secrets? Oh boy. Oh boy. I can't wait for Zombie to get here and I tell him, hey Zombie, guess what? I made the parry window harder.
Use the portal to get inside.
Why didn't you just make me one of those earlier? Drop me a portal next to the... Oh. What's up? Why didn't you drop me in there? Okay, the gate's open. Open this. Found it. Ah, okay. He has multiple doors. Yes. Ah. We figured it out. So now what we need to do is open bonk that gate. How do we open? I tried. Open that gate. Oh, it's a weapon. Okay, that's not it. Oh, you dork. Found it. Ooh. Hello. Ta-da! Back. What is this? Chain shot. Is it like chain lightning? Oh, what? Okay, this is hilarious. This is so dumb, I love it.
Okay, located. Seek out additional stockpiles.
Hmm. We missed something up there. No, we didn't. They died pretty quickly. Oh, jump time. Whee! That's so cool. It's also cool the game gives you the opportunity to do that kind of stuff. I mean, most of the time when we're playing a game, we want to feel powerful. We don't want to constantly get slapped around. And moments like that are just fun. Oh, what's this? No. Thank you. Or secret key required. Oh, yeah, we gotta get that key because that's a weapon skin. Gotta get the key. Gotta get the key. You guys see a purple thing floating in the sky that looks like a key, let me know. I already went this way. Oops. Thought I heard a dragon. Oh, it... That is dumb. What's up, man? Oh, man. I'm looking for the secret key. Also, I made the parry window the smallest it could be. I just have to go ahead and do it. Yeah. Get him. Boy. Yeah, boy. I'm getting killed. Okay, that was better. Take your shot. There we go. I was like, where's my deflect? Just missed my goal. I gotta find that key though. Nobunaga, I gotta find the key. I gotta find the key. I found a toy. Bong. You gonna try? Gonna try? Bong. All right, let's see here. Oh. You know, I want to figure out what the third one is because I want to kind of save up for that. Wait, that costs 3? Hold on a sec. Just a sec. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. So how it goes this morning? Ooh. That's neat. Interesting. Oh, I like that. That's cool. Tired of it as ever? That's 150. Well, I think I'm gonna save for a little while. So, Nobunaga, are you awake or did your cats wake you up? Ah, there you are. Yo, Almond, what's up? Try it again. Your turn. Not much. So to give you a heads up, we're playing on Nightmare mode, and I have parrying at the lowest possible. So it has the shortest window to parry. This is my first time ever playing this game too. So I am learning as I go, and it's been great. I love almond milk, and it's all. I'll think. What else are like? I do. I really like almonds. Let me show you how much I like almonds. So for my birthday, I asked for. This was not this year, but last year. My birthday last year, I asked for a variety pack of blue diamond almonds, and I am still enjoying all the almonds that I got. I have a bag here. Oh, you can't see them. There we go. These are salt and vinegar. Multiple cans of these. Yes, I very much like almonds. The cats woke you up and your body? Well, was it your body being woken up by the cats? Yeah, you gotta appreciate some almonds. It's nuts how good they are. Oh, I messed up. Come on, shoot. Hey, buddy, bye, buddy. Get smoked. Boom. What? How can you not like almonds? Nobunaga, I thought we were friends. What the? Collins! Buddy, what's up, man? Hey, by the way, guys, just give you a heads up. Collins is his own business owner, owning and operating a music school. So if you have any interests, Collins, please link this for me. Any interest in taking lessons, you know, online, things like that, or if you're out in Arizona, seriously, go to his website and get taken care of. The dude is good. He's in his own, got his own band, got his own music. I mean, the guy is talented. Bye-bye. Oh, too late. That hurts. Oh no, not okay. I'll tell you what. I'll get the website here soon. Once I get to a spot where I can like be safe and not get shot at. Thing is with my body is I have a stress-based skin problem. It gets worse when it's warm. Hey, Nobunaga, just don't sweat it. Oh. I told you I was gonna get it. Here we go. Ta-da! I'm actually really liking this Collins. Like this one, like I have nothing against. I have nothing against the old Doom games. You know, I played Doom 2017. Sorry, still laughing at my stupid joke. You know, I played the original Doom. Yeah, so I mean, I've enjoyed them, but this one I really like. Oh, come on, Nobunaga, was that not funny? Is that not funny for you? Get the headshot. Oh, okay, got it. That was cool. That's a new execution for me. All right, let's do this. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Back. Look at that arm. Kicked in the face. That's awesome. No. Away with armor. Oh, snap. I'm gonna die from the poison. Where'd he go? 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 Oh, that was not good for me. Not good for my health pool. Too early. That's what I wanted. That's that one. Alright, that's better. Oh, come here. Thank you for your generous donation. Ta-da! No, it is fancy way. Always gotta be fancy. Oh. What? Get in there? It's not like that. 'Cause I'm okay. I was like, man, don't tell me I'm stuck. Yeah, hold up. Yes. Aww. No flailing. That's sad. Find the secret. Oh. Oh, well, fine then. Just close the door. Collins, how's everything go? No. All right, buddy, let's go. I'll take that arm. Oh, Collins, by the way, if you're curious, this is Nightmare difficulty. Is that one of the hardest difficulty on there? And I also have the lowest parry frame. So I shortened the window to parry. You guys are about to die. Yeah, I'll do a lot. Bong. No face. It's a hit for don't look at the face. Ah. Wow. Sorry, had to do that first. The gold prevails. Nope. I'm so used to pressing E. Oh. Yeah. I like this map. It's got a lot of gold on it. I also like how the game kind of leads you to where you're supposed to go with your items. Like, I like that. How am I on fire underwater? Now, I can understand how I'm on fire here. Like, I get that. Easy peasy. Spriggan's 11. Bad cultists. complete.
Hellgate's eliminated.
The turrets are back online. Get the transports ready to launch.
But I'm not done
We're
getting
beginning
the
to
stuff
evacuate
here.
civilians now. Thank you, Slayer.
I want to know how to get that chest. Ah. That's how you do it. Okay, we found 7 out of 11 chests, or secrets. There is a key that we have got to find that I'm hoping is somewhere in there. Can I set my own landmarks? You cannot. Sadness. Chill out. I should have shot that guy. This guy I'm gonna shoot. That guy's getting shot. Okay, well there's that secret done. Stop it. Oh. Thought nothing was supposed to get in or out, huh? Proved that theory wrong there, didn't I? Okay, we gotta play this a little more cautious. Whoa. Killed by a soldier. Boom, boom, boom. All right, I'll try it one more time. Thank you. Like there's a secret there. I can't pick it up. Oh. Oh, okay, there's 3 wolves. Bad worm. All right. Boom.
The last cannon has been destroyed.
Skin acquired. Hold on. Revenant. A Reverent. No, I select Nightmare. Why did the world kind of change color there? Okay, so we gotta go over here. It's down there. Ah. Made it. Oh, hold up. Is that where the third wolf is? No. Oh. Let's assume it's over here. Ah, found it. 3 wolf statues, and you get the ruby. Thanks. Okay.
Seismic activity detected near the wall.
I don't want to go to the next thing yet, because I still haven't found the secret key yet. That's where we're gonna go. Check those secrets out, then we're gonna go. There's the key. Of course, there's the red door. Goodbye. Ooh, wait. Yes! Ah, I got the secret key. Hey, Banshee. Weapon skin, what'd I get? Oh. Nice. Goodbye. Dong. Oh. Where I messed up? Huh? It is. Oh. Hey, had some crazy storms roll through. Yeah? Did you roll a 1 on your storm check? As a Midwesterner, you should have a natural plus 20. Okay. You okay though, Tut? Like really? You guys safe? Got it. You gotta parry 10 Hell Knight attacks. Okay. What did I miss? Oh, that. No. I would like your sword, please. Okay, so now I got that one. I'm missing one secret. There. Where am I? I wish I could put like a marker down. You're in doom. Doom to doom, doom, doom. Is that an Albert? Is that an Albert and Raiders? What's up, Prime? Why did that not work? That was like, hold up. You have me thinking about my own commands. Hi, Grave! Hello. Where am I going again? Yes, you are welcome for the shouting. Where's going? I lost road. Okay, there it is. So all the way over there. Doom? I like in Doom Dark Ages so far. Oh, it's so good. I went golfing, trying to learn a new character. Ooh. Yeah, Kibu. Well, Kibo, you know, whatever. I said Kibu. I'm sorry, I do better than that. Kibo! Well, I said that. That's a throwback. Anyway, I really like it. I'm playing on Nightmare difficulty, so the hardest difficulty outside of dying equals you're dead forever and have to restart. And I have the smallest parry window because I thought parrying was too easy, so I had to make it harder on myself. Why? I don't know. I just did it. It's okay. It's been a while since I've been in chat versus Lurk. Yeah, but I talked to you in Manix. I see you in Manic. I see you in Zombies. Sometimes I see your name, and it makes me think of the old VeggieTales where they do the say boo, and I'm like, no, that's not her name. Whoa, what did I hit? Okay, I don't want to do that again. Is that Tilda? Oh. Nope. I'm a key now. New weapon skin. Oh. I mean, that's cool. Actually, no, I'm really glad I got it for that weapon. I like that weapon a lot. No. Yeah, I know this may sound heretical, but this might be my favorite Doom. I like the pace, I like the style, I like the guns, I love the shield. And the story's not half bad either. I'll say, Banshee, I haven't finished 2017 and I haven't played Eternal. Boink. Apparently there's a VeggieTales parody. What? Really? I didn't know that. Oh, what are you? Hi. That's a pretty sweet looking demon. Yeah, get him, boy. Gonna rip off his other arm. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. 99% complete. What did I miss? Oh, yeah. I missed about 1%. Huh. Oh, I didn't parry enough attacks. That's what it was. sadness. I should probably look at those challenges. Hit demons 10 times with a fully charged chain shot. Kill 3 or more fodder with a single throw 5 times. Okay.
Shield is down, and the gate is taking heavy damage. Slayer, there's a turret in the courtyard you can use to hold them off.
Okay. Hey, boys! No. Whoa. Don't you dare. So we're not all about that life. Hey, bud. This is for the one that you threw against the wall. It's for him. Bleed and die.
They're inside the castle. We almost have everyone out.
Find it. That's a challenge, right? Oh, it hit demons. Oh, it's even easier. Doesn't even say kill demons, it just says hit them. Wait a minute. Thank you. Neat picture. Well, I'm kind of glad I missed that jump because all those bombs that were about to blow up in my face. I'm on fire. Hey, don't do that. That hurts. Just gotta slap the demons. I know. Just slap them a little bit.
Farah, they're coming for the heart. I'll draw them away from the lifeboats.
Father, don't go alone. Commander, he signed off.
Give him the old Ike Turner. I don't think I'm equipped to do that. It's okay. Hi, Green Avenger. Welcome in. Hello. Oh, what are you? All right. Yes, I know my challenge is complete. This weapon is really good. Give me old razzle dazzle. From downtown. Do I need to make that a channel point redeem? I was gonna be fancy, and then I wasn't. All right, here we go. You're dead. Oh, they're all dead. I'm just messing, Banshee. Don't you worry. I'm just messing. Okay, is there more enemies? Like, bigger group of enemies, please? Because there's no fodder. Okay, so we've got... What in the world? Dang. Come on, Shield, come back. Yeah, they are making me work for it this time. Oh, that could have been one of my... Oh. Dang it. Lost your arm. Alright, no fire. So here's the secret rooms. All right, now let's tango. Oh, hi. Ugh. I got clipped. Come on, get closer together. There's one. So, that was better. Much better. Because that means I should have gotten one. Yes. Need a ghost. Oh, I'm dead. Yeah, I'm so dead. Maybe not. Ah. I'm dead. Come on. I need the third one over here. No! Stop the throw! Dang it! I had another one. Yeah, well, my shield broke, and so I messed up, and that's how I got smoked. Headshot. Oh, get headshot. There's some fodder. Need more fodder. Oh yeah. That's gonna be smart. Sorry, I'm raiding. Crap, I'm dead. What do you mean, sorry you're raiding? I'm on fire! Okay, there's 3. I know what you mean. Oh. Zombie! Okay, zombie, so you know what I did? I made my parry window even smaller. I did it. I made it smaller. Got bombed. Dude, it's so good. Dang, I hit the third one. Finish this challenge. I'm 1 string of 3 away. I'm so close, zombie! I'm so close! No. Oh, I see the key. Get up there. Okay, in your own. Okay. Huh. I hate that. Those things right now are my least favorite things to fight. Okay, I should have just put them up here. Got it! Oh, this is gonna be fun. No! Okay. The chainsaw shield is... Ugh. I love the fact that I can just parry and then like, okay, bye. Okay, bye. It's so fun. Ah, okay, so we gotta go over there and get launched over. We can't be cheap. Oh no, invisible walls, not fun. Not fun. I like the new and improved Captain America. Basically, okay, so we're gonna do things the right way. No. I got the key. No, just stop. Not a fan. Hello. Okay, now we can get the secret minutes. Ugh. Open sesame. See, this is what I like about the Captain America shield. Being able to do that. That is splatisfying. He just chose that Sato shield for style. He saw an opportunity for improvement. Hi, Teal Avenger. We got green and teal. Let's go. Wait. No. No. Those boots, man. They're made for walking. And that's just what they'll do. Okay. There's that secret. Now, which way am I supposed to go again? Right. Up. Oh! What's that? Hello? Well, I'm glad I came back this way. Okay, actually, oh yeah, that's right. Here. Blue lights. You know, one thing I will say that I'm a little sad about in this game, it's a very minor thing. The game is very fun, so please don't take this as like, oh, it ruins. I miss the keys. Like, yeah, we've had a couple times where to get the blue key, like that's been fine, but I kind of miss getting the keys. Oh! Oh, yeah, come here. Come here. Ugh. Ooh. That was close. There was something super rewarding about getting yellow, to get blue, to get and rage and red, to get the worst location in each. Yeah, right.
The final transports are ready to launch.
Like, I'm not mad that I can't do it, but there's a little part of me, it's like, oh. Well, that was fast. You know what I would like? And I know it would make a lot of people probably angry because it would break their immersion. I want Doomslayer to speak. Oh. Oh, that's bad. I'm out of ammo. Dang it. I did not want to use that life sigil, but I didn't have many choices there. It's either that or just restart, which I don't want to. Bonk. Oh. Wait, that's not a secret. That's where I'm supposed to go. But we have to search first. Bonk. Hello. Whose voice do you think would be good for Doom Guy? That's a great question. Because you can't just do the Master Chief is great. Like I think that's fantastic voice, but I wouldn't want the same style for Doom Guy. I think I'd want someone to be a little more energetic and angry, like loud and angry. Not necessarily like, you know, in some games you see it. Like, okay, like for example in DBZ, you know, not just angry like Broly, Jackie Chan. How about Kevin Hart? Oh, I can totally fit through that. Come on.
No? Is that your final answer?
Oh man, Christopher Lee, yes. Nah. Samuel L. Jackson could do a good job. Yeah, but man, Sir Christopher Lee just masterclass in voice presence. Absolute master. And one other thing I really like about Sir Christopher Lee's characters is he played characters that kind of had this, I guess I'll call it understandable crash out. Like, you know, you get Saruman, and oh, come on. Thank you. I pressed the button. Or Count Dooku. They play characters you understand the Crash out. One five. All right, thank you for the health. Oh. Damn. Yeah, it's true. It is metal. All right. Yeah, I did get wrecked. But not this time, zombie. It seems like when I have less things to use, I do better. I can't explain it. It's like when I have to be good, I am. It's like, crap, I'm out of options.
Emergency protocols are in effect. Please fill the tank immediately.
Crap. Let's change our weapons around. Let's do... Ooh. Use that a bit. There we go. Okay. Oh, dang it. I was hoping to get the finish.
Emergency protocols are in effect. Please fill the tank immediately.
Oh, the fire. Whee! All right, buddy. Cool. Ooh, that was close. Try it again. I'm on fire. I'm I'm on fire, Ricky Bobby! Oh, dang it. Who taught that demon that Morris Day and Time Slide step? I'm gonna assume it came from Time Splitters. This gun's not as good as I remember it being. What we are gonna do though, we're gonna bring the pulverizer back out. No, chain shot back out. And the impaler back out. You know, I really don't like anything that has a gun. Like these guys. Okay, now I'm getting sloppy. Now we're getting sloppy. Yes, they are. But, wouldn't you? Alright. This time they die. Dang, boy! How are you not executable? That was so messed up. Alright, throw that shield. Throw that shield. Thank you. That much damage to those guys? Dang. Not yet. Oh, stop! Dang it! No, Tips, I don't want him. Rescue Novik? Well, that's why, because we're trying to rescue somebody. Horrible execution.
Emergency protocols are in effect. Please to the hangar immediately.
That's exactly how I feel, zombie. Oh, no, you don't. Maybe yes, you do. Woo! No. I don't know, zombie. I think the super shotgun does more work.
Emergency protocols are in effect. Please to the hangar immediately.
I already have the big frisbee gun. It's a shield. I have a tip for you. Don't die. Spoilers. Bye. You? See, that was 3 shots. I think the super shotty has it. I was streaming to Zero? Zero's like my homeboy. What are you talking about? Crap. Oh, press the wrong button. All right. Throw that sword again, or axe. Messed up. Throw the axe. Throw the axe. Not. said don't die. Why aren't you listening? I was listening. I was doing my best, Nobunaga. Oh, those things are on fire. Okay, yep, grabbing that bad boy. Okay. Throw him down again. Yes! He's dead, Nobunaga. There you go.
Several demonic signals are moving to King Nova's position.
Believe beats the game with his feet, and he's only 3.
It's Azric. Leia, you have to help him.
Fine. Oh, wait, what? Oh, isn't that done? I guess I was. I see something back there. That's shady. Well, why would have that? I guess we got some time for some upgrades. Bong. Hi, Sultry. Yeah, I still can't decide which one I like better. Oh, I already have that. I have this. I haven't even been using it. Oh, no, but no, like, have a good night, man. Yeah, choices. We got those. I kind of got what I wanted, though. Actually, I will buy that one. Let's see, those I'm gonna get more into. The melee, I want to know what the third. Don't tell me. I want to wait till I get the third one to figure out how much I want to spend. Cause like, I don't like burst weapons. Mint is cold spicy. Did you just now see that? I've had it up there for a couple of years. It's okay. I like to think my tags are funny, but...
No more tricks, old king.
Oh, that's cool. Clearly it's working, so keep trying. Dang. He spoke! That was perfect. Run. That was good. Oh, I missed a secret. Ah, I missed a toy. Oh yeah, Reverend Skin. I sadly have to call it a stream here because I have to be up at 5:30 in the morning. It's already 11. So, yeah. I'm sorry, guys. I work 6:30 to 3 tomorrow, and then Saturday I work 1 to 10. So, unless anybody has one of those like regular 9 to 5 or remote jobs that anybody has, tell you what, I will happily apply. Green, thank you so much for clicking the follow button. I appreciate it. I hope you feel very welcome here. My goal is to at least give you something entertaining that makes your day better than it was when you showed up. That's my hope. Guys, thank you again for the raids. I really appreciate you for coming in and giving me that opportunity. Because there's a lot of people here on Twitch, but you chose me. So, Albert, thank you. Thank you guys for the subs, the raids, hanging out. It means a lot. It really does. Because I've said that community is what it is because of you. And that is the truth. Sure, the streamer might attract people and might allow different people, but like you guys make up the community. So, thank you for being a part of it. But yeah, love you guys. I mean it. Give me a second. Let me get you guys a raid target tonight. And we'll call it a night. Let me see what we got tonight. Oh. Teal. Thanks, Teal. I appreciate it. Thanks for clicking the follow button as well. Actually, that's just a fun sound to listen to. You know, that sound is not fun when you raid out and you hear that and you think your stream is off. It freaks me out every time. It has happened a couple times when I've been on stream or ended a stream and raided somebody else. So let's just raid Mike. I think we'll raid Mike tonight because he's playing some retro stuff tonight. I think I spelled it right. Tonight he is playing... Oh, Wind Waker. Here we go. This is a terrible radio. I don't know where it came from, but yeah. If you guys have the emotes, cool. If you don't, cool. Here's the... Whoops. Sorry, let me redo that one. There we go. Sorry for that, guys. I hope you have a lovely night, guys. My next stream isn't planned until Monday of next week. If things can work out depending on work schedules and things. But love you, mean it. See y'all soon.